Alright, so today we're working on decimal fractions, and we're working on this concept. I can name decimal fractions by applying place value reasoning. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to do the fluency activity. You have 4 minutes, so get that out, get ready. You have till the timer is done. Okay, ready, go. You have till the timer is complete. Alright, 10 seconds. Alright, put your pencil down. Hopefully you did okay on that one. Alright, this one what I want you to do is I want you to write it on your whiteboard or piece of paper. You're going to write these numbers as a decimal. So for example, write 54 tenths as a decimal. That would be 5.4. Okay, so let's try this next one. Say the number out loud. 5 4/10. Multiply it by 10 squared. So what would that be? Well, I'm taking it. It's going 2 place values, so it's 540. Okay. See if you can do these ones. This one I need to shorten though. 3 meters equals blank centimeters. I multiply it by 100 to get 30. 7 kilograms equals how many grams? I multiply it by 1,000. This one I'm going to divide by 1,000. This one I divide by 1,000. And this one I am dividing by 1,000. Alright. Here's our application problem. So how will it relate to real world today? Jordan measures a desk at 200 centimeters. Jay measures the same desk in millimeters, and A measures the same desk in meters. What is James' measurement in millimeters? What is Amy's measurement in meters? Show your thinking using a place value chart. Let's look. If they're all measuring the same desk, one person measures in meters, one in centimeters, and one in millimeters, does this desk length change ever? No, the desk length is always going to be the same size. They're just using different units. So let's see how we can use place value for that. Well, here I'm seeing centimeters and millimeters, and just show me how it's the same. I'm just increasing by a value of 10. Here I'm showing how that same centimeters right up here is the exact same as 2 meters. It's that same length. What if, though, instead of place value, I wanted to show an equation? Well, this is my millimeters. 200 times 10 to the first. Why is it 10 to the first? Well, remember, I'm going one place value over. I'm going from hundreds for centimeters to thousands. So there's an extra 0, so I need to go one place value over. Amy is going from centimeters down to meters. So that is from 100 to my ones. So I'm going 2 place values, and you see I'm losing those zeros. That means I'm going to be dividing. So 200 centimeters equals 2 meters. These are all equivalent math statements. They all are the same length. Okay, so let's look at this. 3,047. Write this number in the following forms. Today we're focusing on standard, expanded, and unit form. So standard form means we're just writing it like we write a normal number. So 3,047 is 3,047. Expanded form, though, is a little bit different. I'm breaking up into its units. So here I have 3,000. So I'm putting it into my thousands. Here I have tens. See my tens right here? So I'm breaking up into tens. How many tens did I have? Well, I had 4, because that's my value of my tens. And the last one is how many ones did I have? Well, I have 7 ones. So I'm breaking up into that 7 times my place value unit. Okay, now my unit, I'm just restating these. So here, how many thousands did I have? Well, I had 3 thousands. My next one, how many tens did I have? Well, I had 4 tens. And here, how many ones did I have? Well, I had 7 ones. So these are my forms. Standard is how I normally write it. Expanded, I'm using multiplication to show its place value. And my unit is I'm writing out my expanded form, but with words. Okay, so now let's try one, though, using decimals. 1,000. Well, what does this number just regularly look like? Well, it's regularly going to look like 1,000. In expanded form, I need to show its place value. So I'm in my thousands. And then I need to show how many of those there are, how many groups. Well, there's only 1, so it's just going to be times 1. My last one is I'm just taking my unit, so my unit is thousands, And what am I doing with it? Well, I'm looking for how many units I have. I have 1 unit, so I have 1 thousandths. Alright, let's keep going. 3 thousandths. Well, it's going to be the same thing. Standard form. How do I write it normally? Expanded, though. Here's where it gets a little different. I have my place value, which is thousandths, multiplied by however many thousandths I have. Here you see I have 3. So it's multiplied by 3. If I do that, I multiply 3 times 1 thousandths, I will get that standard form. And my last one is my unit. I'm taking this thousandths, and I'm just saying how many there are. There's 3 of my unit, 3 thousandths. Okay, this one's a little bit trickier. This is 13 thousandths. So 13 thousandths looks like what? Well, remember this 13 is a group of 10. So I have 13 in my thousandth spot. So this 10 goes to my next spot over, which is my tenths. So I have 1/10 and 3 thousandths. So what is that in expanded form? Well, expanded form, I have a tenth value now. So I have 1/10 times 1, because there's only 1, and I'm adding it to my other place value, which is in my thousandths. So I'm going to write thousandths out, times however many I have, which is 3. And my unit form, I'm just writing this out. I have 1,000, or 1/10, 100th, and 3 thousandths. Okay, this one's getting a little longer. 273 thousandths. Well, this one, 273 thousandths. My last unit is this thousandths, so I'm just writing it out. Okay, what do I do next? Well, now I'm taking expanded form. You'll notice I have tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So I should have 3 sections. I have 2 tenths, so I'm writing this as 1/10 times 2, plus my next unit over, which is my hundredths. How many hundredths do I have? Well, I have 7. And then I'm going to follow up with my thousandths. How many thousandths do I have? I have 3, so I multiply it by 3. My last step, you'll notice I have 2 tenths. You'll notice I have 7 thousandths, and then I have, or 7 hundredths, and then I have 3 thousandths. Alright, let's look at this next one. This next one is a little bit different. It says 1 and 608 thousandths. When you see this and here, this is important for today's lesson. That's separating your whole numbers from the decimals. So when you see that and, everything on the left of the and goes on the left of the decimal. Everything to the right of the and is on the right side of the decimal. So my standard form is I have 1 whole, and then I have 608 thousandths. My expanded form, well, this time now it's a little bit different. You'll notice I have 1 whole, so I'm still going to show that one thing. My 1 whole, and there's only 1 of them. Then I'm going to my tenths. My tenths are my next units over. So I have 6 tenths. So I'm doing 6 times 1/10. You'll notice, though, I do not have any hundredths. So I'm going to skip my hundredths, and I go straight to thousandths. How many thousandths do I see? I see 8 thousandths, so I need to multiply it by 8. For my unit, I'm going to do the same thing, but I just write it out. I have 1 ones, I have 6 tenths, and I have 8 thousandths. Alright, let's go to this one. I have 25 and 413 thousandths. Well, I see this and, so that means everything to the right, everything to the left is a whole number. So I have 25, and then I just need to fill in this 413 thousandths. Where's my error here? And you'll see the error is that this doesn't match up. So we need to make sure we're always copying our problem correctly. 413 thousandths. Expanded form. Here I have 10 times 1. Is that correct? No, you'll see there's a 2 here. So this needs to be a 10 times 2. How many 1s do I have? Well, I have 5 ones. So I'm doing 5 times 1. How many tenths do I have? I have 4. How many hundredths do I have? I have 1, so I multiply it by 1. Last one is, how many thousandths do I have? I have, where's my mistake? Well, since I didn't copy this one correctly, I now need to make sure I'm following the correct number, being that 13 always up there. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing. How many tens do I have? Well, I have 2 tens. I have 5 ones. I have 4 tenths. I have 1 hundredth. And I have 3 thousandths. This is all we're doing today. Here's my next one. 12 and 4 hundredths. There's my and again. So that means everything to the left is going to be a whole number. Everything to the right is my decimal. So 4 hundredths, that means I have a 4 in my hundredth spot. Expanded. How many tens do I have? I have 1 10. So I multiply by 1. I have 2 ones. And then I just have 4 hundredths. So I'm going to read it. I have 1 10. I have 2 ones and 4 hundredths. Alright, let's keep going. Again, I'm seeing that and sign. So it's a whole number and then a decimal. So my decimal is 495 thousandths. Expanded form, I have I have 9 ones. I have 4 tenths. I have 9 hundredths. So I'm doing that 9 times that hundredth again. And then I have 5 thousandths. Unit, I'm just reading what I have above. I have 9 ones. I have 4 tenths, 9 hundredths, and 5 thousandths. Okay, so now look at these ones. I have 404 thousandths, and I have 404 thousandths. You'll notice there's a slight difference because this one has that and. This red one does not. So this blue one means that everything to the left is a whole number, is to the left of the decimal. And everything to the right is to the right of the decimal. Since there's no and for this one, I don't see any and in there. That means the whole thing is a decimal. So now I'm just going to do the same thing with expanded. This is 4 times 1/10 plus 4 times 1,000. This one's slightly different because it's 4 times 400 plus 4 times 1,000. Then my unit form for the red problem is 4 tenths, 4 thousandths, whereas my blue number is 4 hundredths and 4 thousandths. Alright, look at these two. 202 thousandths. Well, this one does not have an and, so this one is going to be all decimals. This one I see an and, so that means this will be to the left of the decimal, 9 tenths will be to the right of the decimal. Here's 202 thousandths, here's 909 tenths. Expanded form, 1/10 times 2 plus 1,000th times 2. Whereas down here we have, for the blue problem, 100 times 9 plus, I see my mistake. Where is it? This is 909 tenths. So here I did thousandths, 9 tenths. So in here I also need to correct that. 9 tenths. And then this last one, 9 hundredths for the blue, 9 tenths for the blue, whereas I have 2 tenths, and 2/1000 for the red problem. Alright, what you're going to do is you're going to complete the problem set. When you are done for today, you are going to go to our class website and you can play any math game that is on our class website. Alright? Before you go to the math game though, since you're on the computer, you have a slightly different problem. After you complete this problem set, before you work on a math station, you're going to complete your exit ticket. Don't forget to turn it in. So your order is problem set. Then if you're on the computer, it is your exit ticket. And then you may play math games. Alright, good luck.